Hi, Attorney Anthony Milano here, and today I wanted to go over a common question that is asked by auto accident injury victims. The question is, how much is my case worth? Now, I'll provide a short answer to that question and then go over about 8 important factors that are used in determining case value. The short answer to that question is the value of your case is what an insurance company or a jury thinks it is at the end of the day. Now, of course, there's going to be factors that are looked at in determining case value. The first factor I have is the facts of your case. Obviously, facts matter, and what do I mean by facts? Well, let's say your property damage in your auto accident injury case is significant. You got rear-ended at 40 or 50 miles an hour and there's huge damage, your car's totaled. That's going to be used in determining case value. The second important factor that I have is severity of injury. If you have, let's say, fractures or broken bones or a traumatic brain injury, obviously your case value is going to be a lot higher than a case with just whiplash or some other soft tissue injury. The third factor that is very important is medical treatment. The more medical treatment you have in your case, the greater your value will be, because of the fact is that you have more medical damages that you could present to the insurance company or a jury. And that's one of the biggest driving factors in a personal injury case is the amount of your medical bills. The fourth factor in determining case value is the insurance policy limits. Now, if you have a defendant with only the minimum policy in your state, let's say $30,000 per person, $60,000 per accident, that's the most you can recover in your case. There's only $30,000 per person and $60,000 per accident in that case, so that's the max that you could get. Now, assuming there's no other insurance, you know, if you have underinsured motorist coverage, then you could obviously get more money out of your case, but typically in most cases, the case value is going to be limited by the amount of insurance that's involved. The fifth factor is comparative fault. So comparative fault is whether you are at fault partially for your accident. So let's say the insurance company or a jury determines that you're 50% at fault for your accident. You may only be able to recover 50% of your damages in that case. Comparative fault is definitely an important factor in valuing an auto accident injury case. The sixth factor is, who is the insurance company? Some insurance companies pay more on cases than others. It's just the way it is. Insurance companies such as Travelers, USAA, and some of the other higher end insurance companies tend to pay more on cases than others. Those budget insurance companies like American Access Casualty Company or National General, they tend to pay on the very low end of the settlement spectrum. If you have a premium insurance company, they're going to be inclined to pay more on a case because their insureds are paying more premiums in, and they want to keep those insureds on their policy. So insurance company definitely does matter in valuing auto accident injury cases. The seventh factor in valuing an auto accident injury case is what's called aggravating factor. By aggravating factors, I mean, was the defendant charged with a crime such as a DWI or a DUI determined to be at fault for the accident? So if there's an aggravating factor like a DWI or DUI, then that typically will raise the case value quite a bit, because of the fact that that defendant not only acted with regular negligence, they acted with what's called gross negligence. It's above regular negligence. So potentially they may be on the hook, if this case goes to a jury, of paying punitive damages. So punitive damages would be something that is used to punish the defendant and paid to the plaintiff. So that's something that should be looked at when you're valuing an auto accident injury case, whether the defendant was charged with a crime, or let's say was texting and driving, or doing something beyond just regular negligence. The eighth factor I have is the defendant's profile. And what do I mean by that? Well, the defendant may be a corporation or a company. Let's say you're hit by a Pepsi truck. Now you're going after Pepsi. They're actually self-insured, but to a certain extent. The case value typically against companies or corporations is a lot higher. And the reason why is, number one, they usually have more insurance. The huge corporations tend to want to settle cases. They don't like their name being smeared, and they don't want that in public record that they're being sued. So another type of factor within the defendant's profile would be whether the defendant has a significant criminal history or let's say has a really bad driving record. That could all be factored into whether the value of your case is going to be higher or lower. But definitely defendant's profile is something that really comes into play in valuing an auto accident injury case. So those are the 8 factors that are very important in determining case value. And if you'd like to know more, let us know. We'd be glad to help you.